pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Thank you, everyone, for joining the July 17th Board of Directors meeting. Paul, if you'll start us off with a roll call, certification of quorum, proof of notice.
Sure. So we have Jill Mulcahy, Nathaniel Monks, Brian McAdon, Keith Cogleton here and presently in person, and on Zoom we have George Custis, Frank Canistra, and Uwe Roper. So we have a full quorum for the meeting, and proof of notice was posted in accordance with Florida statute.
Okay, thank you, Paul. I know Paul sent out the minutes from last month's meeting. Has everybody had a chance to review those? Can I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. All right, I'm going to just jump into the President's Report. I just have a few items in this month's President's Report. Brian, Nathaniel, Paul, and I met with Susan and Brad at Courtside earlier this week to discuss how we can assist in the success of the restaurant. What came out of that meeting are several positive items. First of all, we've already seen a revised menu, adding several new items to the menu. And if you haven't been there, I went the other night and I know I saw some other friends there. It was really good. So you might want to check that out. Second, we asked them about happy hour, if they would move the happy hour a little bit longer until 6 o'clock, and they did that. I think cut it off at 5 o'clock. I was always running up here at 5 minutes to 5 to get my discounted drink, and now I have a little bit more time. So they've done that to compete with the local restaurants. Going to continue to have music on Thursday nights during the summer. There's music tonight, in fact. And then finally, the board's recommending that we stop the bring your own drinks to the big community events when Courtside is open. We want to work with Courtside to support these events and the restaurant at these really like the welcome back and the end of the year parties. Hopefully all of these changes will boost sales, which will benefit Courtside and the Pelican Marsh residents. So hopefully we'll see many of you there tonight.
Can I add something, Joe? They also, you recommended that they rework their menu a bit. And so for anybody who is kind of tired of the Courtside menu, they now have a new menu. It's very nice.
Yeah. Happy hour menu and the full menu. In fact, they've got a special I'm going to go enjoy tonight, which is you pick two for $28. So two selections. Later on in the agenda, we're going to be announcing the 7 new members selected to the new Court Sports Committee. We were very pleased with the overwhelming response for this committee. We received 13 applications and conducting interviews with the entire board. Following the interview process, we anonymously voted and 7 new very experienced members were selected. All have a significant amount of experience, both playing tennis and pickleball, as well as actively participated in sports programs throughout their lives and volunteerism, as well as fundraising activities, which is really what we were looking for this community. The names of these individuals we voted on at the board a little later in the agenda. I want to take this opportunity to thank the past pickleball and tennis committee members for their years of service and support of the community. As you may have seen yesterday, Paul sent out a request for volunteers for an opening in the Finance Committee. Many of you may know Joe Leone. He has been on the Finance Committee for the past 6 years and has decided to step down off the committee. Joe has done an excellent job and helped shape this committee over the years. He certainly will be missed, and I want to thank Joe for all of his years of service to the community. And finally, we have a lot of work and projects in the queue this summer, including painting the outside of the community center and pro shop, new improvements around the community. We have plenty to keep us busy with all the planning and execution of these projects over the next couple of months. So we've decided that we won't need a board meeting for the month of August, and we'll resume board meetings in September. If there's something we need to handle in the interim, we can have a special board meeting. that's it for my president's report. Paul, I'll turn it over to you for manager's report.
Thank you, Joe. So hopefully everyone's having a great summer so far. Just a reminder that if you're away for the summer, you're still required to maintain and clean your home. It needs to be kept up with. It's also a good idea to have a home watch person or a friend monitor your home while you're away to prevent any unforeseen issues that may arise. A few weeks ago, we sent out an email seeking volunteers with experience in landscape design to help us develop a plan for redesigning and upgrading the landscape around the community center campus. Luckily, we had a few members respond with this experience in landscape design, and we've been setting up meetings with them in the near future to go over their ideas. At last month's board meeting, the board approved some capital projects to be completed this summer to upgrade and improve the facilities around the courts. For an update on those projects that were approved, one, they approved to install fans underneath the canopy adjacent to tennis court 4. And that project now has been completed for the past couple of weeks. We now have fans to help cool the area down when you're sitting and watching tennis and resting after your matches. The other project they approved was to replace the worn water and ice dispenser at the pro shop, also including the replacement of the worn tile in that location, and to replace with a new cabinet and ice machine with new tile in that area. That project, all the materials have been ordered, and we're hoping to have that completed, I would say by the mid-August, had that project done. And just to give you an idea of what it's supposed to look like, I gave you a rendering. Let me pull it up. Let me go back to Zoom to share this. Oops, we are. Okay, so this is the area. This is kind of rendering of kind of what it's going to look like. We're taking out the current ice machine. It's on a larger, on its own self-standing unit, and taking it out and putting in a cabinet there and putting in a countertop unit that will go in its place. And this will make the area much more cleaner. And the cabinetry below will allow us for storage for cups and other items. And of course, the tile you see there is the current tile, but we're replacing that tile with a updated 24 by 48 tile that's will more match the paver color, and it'll be an anti-slip tile too. So the area will be much nicer. The other project the board approved was to install a pavered patio with a shade cell system over the west side of tennis court 7. Contracts for this project have been signed to get the project started. However, it's going to probably take to around mid-September to complete this project, as permitting is required to get the shade cells installed in this area. But just to give you an idea, reminder, this is the area we're doing, and right now it's just all grass. We're taking that area and putting in pavers, and then we'll install the shade cell system over that. And of course, we'll have seating below that. So it'll be a nice area to watch tennis matches in the future. So. And the other project, as Joe mentioned, obviously our big project this summer is to paint the community center, pro shop, and other related structures around the campus. This painting should start by the 1st of September, take about 2 weeks to complete. Once we get the schedule coordinated with the painting contractor, I'll be notifying the community on what days the painting will be happening. Lastly, let me stop sharing this. Lastly, the best way to keep informed about all the activities and events in Pelican Marsh is to be registered on the Pelican Marsh website and have the Pelican Marsh app downloaded on your phone. If you hear about an event from one of your friends that you may not have got the email notice on, you should go to your profile and check to make sure you haven't accidentally opted out some of the emails that we send out from various departments, such as the activities, court sports, and even the courtside restaurant. If you need help checking your profile and how to do that, please contact the admin office and we'll help you do that. And lastly, the staff wants to know that we're here to help with anything we can do to help you, and to thank for everyone's support.
Okay, thank you, Paul. Brian, we'll go ahead and turn it over to you.
Hey, Paul, I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Paul, a quick question about the ice machine.
Yes.
looks great. I like the cabinets and everything. I just noticed it's significantly smaller. Does it have the same capacity as the old? Are we gonna, should we need to worry about running out of ice or?
Um, the water ice dispenser we purchased has a 40-pound capacity bin. Plus it's capable of making up to 300 pounds of ice per day. So I think that'd be more enough to keep the ice supplied with the drinks. Now for big bulk ice needs, for like filling coolers, we have the ice machine in the closet of the pro shop for those purposes. This ice machine, by the way, is a different kind of ice machine. It has the cubed chewable ice that goes with the glasses.
Okay,
Good choice.
okay, thanks.
Very similar to what we have over the bocce courts. It's just a larger capacity machine.
Okay. Thanks, George. Ryan, turn it over to you for the treasurer's report.
Sure, Paul, just pull up the first page. While he's doing that, I'll just mention to everyone that we have received from our independent auditors the 2024 audit report, and we have accepted that report and signed off on it. That's behind us. Looking at the 6 months ending June 30th. You have to share there, that's good.
It's been shared.
Okay, great. So total operating surplus through June, about $56,000, just a tad worse than budget. Two main drivers there. Our operating revenues are doing a little better than budget by $8,000. The unexpected expense, and I mentioned this last time we were together, we've incurred about $17,000. Actually, I should say we're $17,000 worse in operating expenses, the main driver of which is $22,000 that we've paid related to income taxes. You may recall that with the additional interest income that we've had in 23, 24, and in 25, that we now have tax liability related to that. In 23, we paid $7,000, in 24, $10,000, and we've accrued so far year to date $5,000 in interest in tax expense for mostly driven by the additional interest income. Activity centers were $5,000 better than budget. And courtside sales continue to lag versus last year. As Joe mentioned, we spend some time with Brad and Susan to come up with additional ideas. We also, Joe, one of the things they committed to was to be open 7 days a week through the season, starting in November, which should help us as well. From a resale fees perspective, 56 homes have sold through June, generating about $420,000. About 20 homes above budget. And available later in the details, you can look at the capital fund and replacement fund, but I will mention that after the painting and light replacements at the community center, our replacement fund will have a balance of about $300,000. Our capital fund will have a balance after the projects that Paul mentioned of about $200,000 going into next year. And that's all I have.
Okay. Thank you, Brian. Any questions about the treasurer's report? Okay. Don't really have a committee report update, number 9, so we'll move on to new business, and that's the approval of the members to the Court Sports Advisory Committee. As I mentioned previously, the board went through a very fair and extensive interview process to select the new 7 members of the Court Sports Committee. A message went out to the committee announcing these members and their backgrounds. I'd like to provide those names and a brief background in case you didn't see the communication for Paul. The members of the committee to be appointed and approved by the board are Beth Gianetti, who plays tennis and pickleball on travel teams, as well as a social player. Patrick, and hopefully I don't mess up your name, Impreveduto, okay? Former tennis player, an active social pickleball player, and public recreation coordinator and coach. Chris Diorio, former collegiate tennis player and club professional, former pickleball travel team player. Jay Kurtzman, pickleball and tennis social player. Mark Levine, pickleball and tennis travel team and social player. Barbara Hoffberg, pickleball and tennis social player. And Maureen Ferguson, a tennis and pickleball travel team player and social player. I want to thank all the applicants for their participation in the process. I believe we have a very qualified and experienced committee. Before we put these committee members to a vote, does any of the board have any questions or comments, or any questions or comments from the community?
I do. I was at these interviews and I wanted to compliment the people who applied, but especially those who the board picked. Every single one of them had pickleball and tennis experience, and most of them had community and sports volunteerism. Patrick was an extreme example. The guy has spent years and years volunteering, and we really appreciated the people who are on that committee volunteering. And I think the committee is going to oversee pickleball and tennis, and every one of them have a history of pickleball and tennis. Great group.
Okay, thank you, Nathaniel. All right, want to go ahead and, do we have a motion to approve the committee?
Yeah,
Motion.
go
I'd
ahead.
like to motion that, yes.
Okay,
Second?
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
And Joe, maybe before you leave that, I know George has stepped forward. You have that?
Yep, that's
Okay.
next. Thank you, Brian.
Go for it.
You're reading my mind. So before we move on to the next business item, I want to share with the board and the community that George Custis has volunteered to be the new board liaison to the Court Sports Committee, and Uwe has agreed to take on the liaison role for the Gym and Fitness Committee. I want to thank both of them for their new roles. The next item up is 10.2 is the approval of the Design and Review Committee written report. We just have 3 items that were up for discussion and approval by the DRC. 1063 Spanish Moss Trail submitted a request to repaint the outside of the property. That was motioned to be approved and recommended the board approve. 909 Spanish Moss Trail, the homeowner submitted a request to replace and update the front and back landscaping, and that one was motioned to approve to the board. And then finally, 944 Spanish Moss Trail, the homeowner submitted a request to replace a front entry door and window and replace a window in the back to match the other windows, and that one was approved. So if I can get a motion to approve the DRC's report?
Motion approved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, that was a very quick board meeting. I'll go ahead and open it up for board member comments if we've got any other things to discuss.
I believe the board, because is taking a traditional month off this summer, and I thought we might mention that.
Yep, said that in my opening
Oh, yeah,
comments.
thank you. Missed it. I was drinking apparently.
Okay. Any resident comments, questions? Okay, do we have a motion to adjourn?
Let me check the online, make sure there's no comment.
Okay.
Oh, no questions or comments.
Okay, I think this is our fastest board meeting.
Good job,
So
Joe.
if we have
Yeah.
a motion to adjourn,
A motion to adjourn.
Second?
all in favor?
Aye.
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 Court side is open, so
And it's happy hour.
I think happy hour started already.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.